There was once an old Cherokee teaching his grandson about life. "A fight is going on inside me," he said to the boy. "It is a terrible fight, and is between two wolves. One is evil. He is anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego." He continued. "The other is good. He's joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. And the same fight is going on inside you and inside every other person too." The grandson thought about it for a minute and then asked his grandfather, "Well, which wolf will win?" And the old Cherokee simply replied, "The one that you feed." In this story, the wolves represent the dual nature of our thoughts and actions. The message is that our future is shaped by what we choose to nourish in the present. If we feed our minds and hearts with negative emotions and actions, they will grow and dictate our future, often leading to regrets. Conversely, if we nurture positive emotions and actions, we foster a future filled with hope, happiness, and fulfillment. And the story is a powerful reminder to be mindful of our choices in the present as they directly influence the course of our future. So going into the new year, one of my biggest focuses is this concept of predicting my future by controlling my present. And this could be something as simple as going to bed early so I'm not as tired in the morning, or maybe actually scheduling a live stream so I'm more committed to actually doing it. But what happens if I take this concept to the extreme by making a serious and real effort to be fully in control of the decisions I make every single day, and hopefully eventually starve the evil wolf? So I've outlined some areas of my life where I recognize I need to not just improve, but be diligent in controlling my urges and fleshy desires. And I wanted to share them with you all because I feel like they might be relatable to at least one person out there. And one of those areas is being a creator and not a consumer. So I believe that I'm made in the image of a mighty God, the ultimate creator. He created me and you to create, not just repurpose mindless content by another creator who doesn't even know you exist. You should actually create something original for yourself. Many of you have that creative side in you just begging to create something. And some of you might not, or you just don't feel like you have the ideas, or you're not original enough to create. And these are lies from the enemy himself. Every one of you has something valuable to provide and create. And you need to feed your creator daily. The same way you need to eat on a daily basis, you need to be creating something every single day. Whether your thing is drawing, editing, animating, coding, writing, it doesn't really matter. All that matters is that you create something. And for me, one of the things I found out that I like to do is actually write. And I never consider myself a good writer or anything. I realize I just like putting my ideas and thoughts somewhere and contextualizing them in a way for myself to better understand and for others as well. And being able to clearly communicate your ideas is an essential skill for any business. So if you're looking to start an online business, I would recommend you try giving writing a shot. But even if it's not writing for you, if you don't have a clear niche idea or direction you're going in right now, I highly recommend just start creating something, and eventually you'll find out what you're good at, what you're not so good at, and also what you like, what you're interested in. And you'll feel more motivated, and you're more likely to actually stick with it and enjoy it. And the next concept is protecting my mind. So I have a bad habit of waking up in the morning and immediately checking and seeing what's happening on my phone. I've been brainwashed from a young age to believe I can't get up and start my day without checking in on the social media world. As I'm scrolling Twitter, I might see some OnlyFans girl under a post from an account I don't even follow, and I'll realize I'm lusting before I get off my phone completely. And yeah, it does take willpower and discipline and fight to fight these fleshly urges, but it became easier for me when I started looking at it from a specific angle, which is if you give these demons an inch, they'll take 10 whole miles. It's extremely important for you to not give them a place in your space. You need to shut the door immediately. It's extremely important to protect your mind. Resist temptation. You know what? Resist curiosity, because it's gonna be that curiosity that causes you to stumble. How many times did you got curious and you looked up the leaks from that OnlyFans girl, and now you're looking up not safe for work content? Your mind begins filling up with these lustful imaginations and thoughts, and 10 minutes later, you folded. And curiosity killed the cat. Or in this case, curiosity killed your 14-day no-fap streak. All because you didn't protect your mind. I encourage you to focus on your purpose, stay disciplined, pray for discernment, and protect your mind. This next area is being able to step out of line. That's what I mean by that. The world wants you to be comfortable and submissive. It doesn't want you to reach your full potential and achieve freedom of mind, time, and location. And you might ask why. Well, I think of the world as a giant company. By keeping you dependent financially, emotionally, and even physically, you stay in line and fulfill your role as a cog in the machine. They keep you desperate enough to show up to work every day, but not disciplined enough to go show up for yourself and start that business you've been wanting to start. And I mean, it makes sense. They need employees. You even do the dirty work for the higher up. You gossip and mock and keep your fellow worker bees in line. They give you unlimited cheap dopamine to trick your mind into feeling fulfilled and accomplished by scrolling on your phone for hours and hours. And as you lay in bed, you actually feel terrible because you wasted so much time being lazy and distracted. But you can't stay up too late feeling bad about yourself because you gotta show up for work and do it all over again. Except today, you make the conscious effort to step out of line. And I don't mean disrespecting your boss or walking out of your job. Please don't do that. Don't do that yet. I mean doing the small things the average person isn't willing to do to get ahead. And that could just be waking up an hour earlier, using that time to give your mind and body a proper start to the day. And spend time with God, review your purpose, set your expectations for the day, and do what you need to do to actually follow through on them. And just doing this one small thing every morning really helps me start my day on a positive and productive note. I actually feel so much more excited about the day, not just ready to go through the motions and get through it. And by building these small habits and actually staying disciplined with them, you're stepping out of line of the societal norms and you're getting yourself ahead of all the other just worker bees. And the final concept is learning to love the hard work. So you can implement everything else I've talked about in this video, but you'll quickly get unmotivated and fall off if you don't do this. And I'm sure you've been through this. I know I have. And you're going to expect your business, channel, brand, whatever you're building to take off and become profitable immediately. And I'm not even saying that's impossible. There's so much money in this online business space. You can actually come across some relatively fast. But once you want to actually scale and build something that's fulfilling and profitable and sustainable, it's going to take a lot of hard work, like a lot. And there's just no way of getting around that. No matter what niche or business model you're in, they all take work. This is something that I had to come to terms with, and I'm training my brain to actually love the process of work. And once you finally get to that point where you start reaping the rewards of your work, of your hard work that you didn't feel like doing, it'll become fun again. For me, making content, it gives me the creative spark and the personal outlet that I lack in my regular freelance jobs. Getting the comments and emails and DMs from guys telling me that my video inspired them or moved them in some way, it makes it all worth it. And after a while, the work will become easier because you'll have built the systems and the overall vision to play less like a rat race and more like a chess game. And those are just 4 of many pillars I've been focusing on lately in my self-efficiency journey. I use efficiency instead of improvement because improvement has just become pretty vague and broad. I think in order for my life to improve in the ways that I want it, I has to become more efficient. And I encourage you to do the same. Feed your creator, protect your mind, step out of line, and realize that hard work is coming regardless. You may as well learn to love the process. And that's all I got for today. I'll see y'all later.